Hey, welcome in. How are y'all doing today? Hey, see, I didn't know you were over there waiting. How are you doing? I was trying to get this stuff together. I'm extremely exhausted, so excuse me if I start reading really slow. Just left out of the sun, putting my starts out. I'm going to plant them as soon as the sun goes down a little bit. It's very hot here today. I don't know what I was thinking about. I know that I have lupus and fibromyalgia, and I should not be in that sun like that. But it was supposed to be cloudy. But nonetheless, I said, let me do a little bit. I did the watermelon and the cantaloupe, and now I'm here was getting this together and finding some videos because I touched on this on my other channel, TOMMYBITESTV 2.0. But after I did, I found some more information because I think in that video I stated that it was free, didn't cost you to get another one, and it does cost you. And a lot of people say it costs, a good little bit. So, hey, Carolyn, how are you? Uh, hey, how I'm trying to see. My glasses are so fogged up right now. Hey, God's desire for me. Okay, so let me go over here and share this, and then I'm gonna share what some people said they paid for what's going on. And if you aren't aware, we are on the countdown of, and I pulled up the website because if you go to the website, the dhs.gov website, let me show you what you'll see. If you go to the website, they actually have a countdown to get this ID, and it'll come up. Let's see, where is it? Oh, hold on. I got to take my background out for y'all to see it. Got to take the background out for y'all to see it. Okay. So this right here is what you'll see. 15 days is what we have left if you don't have your real ID. And from what I'm seeing, the lines are extremely long. If you don't need to go out of, state to another state, because this is travel within the states, not just out of state. You would need it to board a plane. You would need it to go into a federal building. If you don't need that right this minute, then a lot of people are saying you should just wait and let the, rush kind of slow down, because it's hard to get appointments. And even if you don't get an appointment and you go, you're still going to be waiting in the line for hours at a time. So let me go over here. I'm going to read some of the article, and then we're going to look at some videos where people were just, honestly, people were denied getting their real ID because of the things that you need. You don't just need a birth certificate or this, that, and the third. If you're married, you need your marriage license as well, because the names are going to be different from your birth certificate to your ID and stuff like that, right? So you need those things as well. And if you don't have it and you already waited for hours, guess what? Now you got to come back and wait again. So I'm hoping that this will, give you the information that you need, so you have hopefully what you need. And even if you do have what you need, like one lady, I saw her, she went down and she had a birth certificate, but they told her it was too faded, like it's too old, you need to get a new one. And you have to wait like weeks to get a new one. So if you got anything planned to go, travel or whatnot, and this does not just, I think this does not just apply for planes. This may apply for trains and buses too. I'm not sure, but definitely planes. Hey, how are you? Hey, Carolyn. Yeah, I don't fly anyway, and I don't think I'm going into a federal building, but I do want this ID, because you never know what you're going to need it for. Now, you don't need it for voting or anything like that, so it's crazy. but it's not like this is something that came about like in 2005. So it's been like 20 years. They've been kicking it down the road, and now they're finally saying, oh, we're going to stick to it. So we're in the final weeks for drivers to take action before license changes that stops you from traveling. And you'll need certain forms. Drivers have just weeks to take action. A new law, I swear to God, if these glasses are driving me nuts. It's like I can see better without them. Take them off for a second. Maybe if I make it bigger, I won't need the glasses. Because I don't know. When I had them outside, it just really, you know. So here we go. A new ID policy coming in May will mean that Americans must apply for a new driver's license or identification card in order to fly within the U.S. and enter secure federal buildings. You see what the lines are looking like. Nobody's happy about that. This is what the ID looks like right here. So this is what your regular license look like, which you can still use your regular license, but you, like I said, you won't be able to travel by plane or whatever. And if you do decide to do it without the check mark that you need right here, where you see the arrow at, you would have to have like your passport with you, etc. So drivers are urged to apply for the Real ID compliant license before deadline on May 7th. After this, standard licenses will no longer be valid for domestic air travel or access to certain government buildings. Real IDs apply to anyone over the age of 18 who wish to access these services. It comes after Congress passed a Real ID Act back in 2005 that Homeland Security said would set standards for the issuance of sources of identification, such as driver license and identification cards. As the deadline for the change looms, drivers wanting to transfer their IDs are being urged to make an appointment with the DMV. But like I said earlier, a lot of people are stating that all of the appointments are like booked up. So they just have to go. And I mean, you're going to wait in line, even if you have an appointment, in my opinion. They say while initial parts of the process can be carried, excuse me, carried out online, an in-person visit is essential. And as Americans rush to beat the clock, slots are quickly filling up and lines are getting long. Footage from packed DMV offices already show the long lines that you will face to beat that deadline. Some have said that they're forced to wait almost 3 hours for an appointment. Now. Allegedly, they're hiring more people on to get the influx of people, but we'll see. Others have claimed they've had to wait weeks for the Real IDs to arrive in the mail because you will not get it that same day. So if you in a rush to get it because you got, you know, vacation coming up and you're traveling, you are going to be driving yourself because you're not going to get it when you leave. You might wait 3-4 hours, but you're not going to walk out there with that Real ID. They're going to mail it to you. So how you apply is you need several documents. These are official documents showing your full legal name, your date of birth, your social security number, 2 proofs of residence, and your legal status. Application should be submitted even if your license is not due to expire, which mine is not due to expire until next year. But I don't know. I might just wait until next year because I don't plan to go anywhere. I don't fly. So, but we'll see. It is free to do so. And along with your, see right here, that's a total lie because a few people that I saw, they said it cost them not, maybe because they had to do their registration. Maybe that's why it cost them. I don't know. But on here, it says it's free to do. And along with your official documents, a new photograph must be taken and submitted to the DMV. The real ID will be identified by a gold or a black circle with a star in the top right corner of the card, as you see from this picture. So they say the process varies by state, and residents will need a few documents to apply for the real ID. All of the things I already told you. It says no matter the state, the application process can be started online by scanning and uploading the necessary documents, basic information, and social security numbers. But once you submit and reviewed, an in-person will be necessary in order for them to go over those documents. And then it says from there, a thumbprint will be recorded in the system and a photo will be issued for the ID before it's mailed. So again, the documents you need must show your full legal name, like a passport or a driver's license that you already have. You need something with your date of birth, like a birth certificate or an official copy of one, and preferably not a faded one, because that lady was like, they told me they wouldn't even accept it. You need your social security card. You need 2 proofs of residence, like a utility bill or a voter registration card. And whatever lawful status is, whatever that means, you need that as well. But in California, a yellow bear will be found in that corner instead of that star that you see here. If the card does not have one of these markings, it is not a real ID compliant and won't be accepted as proof of identity in order to board commercial aircraft. This change was originally due to be introduced in 2008, but the deadline had been repeatedly pushed back until now. For drivers not looking to fly domestically, the standard license will continue to be valid. So keep that in mind if you don't want to be down there, you know, while everybody's rushing to get theirs. If you can wait to do it, then wait to do it. But if not, the deadline is May 7th. Those who do not apply for a real ID will still be able to board domestic flights. You won't be stopped, but you got to have some other information. So, and you won't be stopped when entering a federal building, but you will have to bring another form of identification accepted by TSA. This includes your U.S. passport, a border crossing card, a valid permanent resident card, or a U.S. Department of Defense ID. Those who attempt to fly without a real ID or other accepted form of identification could face additional screening and the possibility of not being permitted into the security checkpoint, according to TSA. So it said these travelers are advised to arrive at least 3 hours before any domestic flight due to potential delays, like if you don't have the real ID, but you have the other things, for them to actually scan over your documents that you have. While the change will be brought in on May 7th, it says its enforcement is due to be phased in. So it could be phased in before May 7th. Look at the lines. Okay, so let's go over to the videos that I found. I hope y'all having a good old blessed day. A good old blessed day. I can't see. Gotta squeeze these on so I can try to see. Let's think. We just did that. Here we go. Share. So let's listen to her. She had wait times, paperwork issues, and more frustrated people, you know, trying to get what they're trying to get.
In the federal building, if you want to go on the airplane.
Yvonne Newkirk finally got her real ID, but it wasn't easy.
What was the process like?
Oh, for 3 days. The first day I started out at 70th and Lindbergh.
Newkirk went on to describe a multi-day dizzying crisscross of running around the city gathering documents like her marriage license.
Could not find my marriage license. Now I'm hysterically crying and I'm like, oh my God, you tell me I didn't get married and this and that and the other.
Back in Delco, the McGuires from Sharon Hill expected the wait. Other family members stood in line this past weekend, but because of a difference in names on documents, they left empty-handed.
Actually, no. There was a snafu with her middle name. When she got married, it was she put the whole name instead of initial.
Dorothy McGuire, dealing with a recent double hip replacement, eventually got inside. An hour later, disappointment.
I have a certificate saying I got married. What's the difference?
No real ID for her. Because of changing her name when she was married in '78, she should have brought a copy of her marriage license.
Doesn't that look like I got married?
PennDOT tells CBS News.
So if you are married and you're trying to get this real ID, note to self and to you, make sure you have your marriage license. Now, this is going to be an issue come time for voting if they pass this new law that they're talking about. It's going to make it hard, not say married women can't vote, but it's going to make it hard for them to vote because the name is not going to match up. Your married name is not going to match up.
Philadelphia, they've seen an absolute increase in real ID demand. The spokesperson said the average wait time is 59 minutes and says additional staff and service hours have been added, even going back to 2019 when the real ID was first introduced. Locations are also offering Monday hours to deal with the crowds. Others denied the real ID and left confused.
It says birth certificate. And now I got to send away for something.
What don't they like about that?
You asked me. That's what I just asked them.
For Yvonne Newkirk,
I am so relieved. It's unbelievable.
Though relieved, she had tough words about the experience.
Incredibly confusing. Incredibly. I finally was able to get my real ID, which now is $69.50. I'm a senior citizen on a fixed income. So yesterday I put out damn near $140.
Each state is handling real ID a little differently. In New Jersey, there are appointments every day, 3,500 of them, and every Thursday, there are an additional 4,600 added. Remember, real ID is not mandatory. In fact, officials recommend if you already have a passport to wait to get your real ID when demand eases up.
I recommend the same thing, even if you don't have a passport, but and you're not planning on traveling anytime soon. No need to go stand and wait in these lines unless you have a trip that's coming up and you know you need to have this done, because this is ridiculous. And then to say it don't cost, then it do cost. So if you do go, make sure you have some money on you just in case, you know, you have to shell out some funds.
I was literally in the DM.
I just did the real ID. Let me tell you, do not wait last minute like me. Okay, I like booked this appointment over a month in advance. I'm also like I'm outside in like Pasadena's, like I'm out here. And I'm thinking like, oh, Pasadena can't be that bad because like Pasadena's further out, right? Wrong. Also, for your 2 documents, even though if they approve it online, don't bring this. They approve that. Don't bring like a bank. I had like a bank thing. Didn't work. Luckily, I am like a low-key hoarder in the car and I have everything in here. I was able to find my jury duty badge, and I found another like doctor's appointment thing. So they actually accepted it. I was like this close to not being seen, okay? And this is the best part about this whole shindig, whatever you want to call it, experience, is that I walked into the room for the camera room, right? Mind you, I don't go to the DMV. I hate the DMV like every other person in the world. So I just like follow the arrow and I like go into this room and I'm like, hello? And then this girl like walks in front of me. I'm like, oh, is that the line? Like the guy saw me walk into the stupid room and didn't say anything to me. And she's like, oh, you can go. I was like, okay, thanks, right? So I handed my thing. I signed whatever. And then he's like, it's going to flash. There was no countdown, no nothing, right? So I'm being me, just standing there like this. Because he didn't give me a countdown. So it flashes and I'm like, can I see it? He goes, no. Okay. So I go, well, I hope I don't look ugly. No laughs. He did not find that funny at all.
You do not need a real ID if you have a passport. You only need a real ID if you do not have a passport and you're traveling domestic. You cannot travel non-domestic without a passport, which means if you have a passport,
which I think a lot of people don't understand that you don't need this ID. This is a memo for you that I'm giving you to let you know if you are not traveling, you don't need to rush down there to get it. Eventually you need to get it, but you don't need to rush and get it and have to wait in these long lines.
So I'm traveling this week and I did not yet get my real ID
driver's
license. So I was Googling to see what options I had. And luckily I found that there are different forms of ID you can use if you do not have your real ID driver's license. So I figured that I may as well share. So I have a U.S. passport book and I also have a U.S. passport card.
So she'll be
good.
good.
My U.S. passport card with me. It's the most recognized ID for both domestic and international travel. And it's also great, the U.S. passport card, if you're going to go to Canada or Mexico or on a cruise, they accept them. A second one is your global entry card. If you're part of the global entry program, this card helps you go through customs like a breeze, but it's also accepted at airport security.
Don't be a fool like me and wait till the last minute to get your California real ID. 3-hour waiting at DMV. They're so nice there. Get your California real ID.
So I got mail from the DMV. Guess what it was? A license renewal. Not just any license renewal. I have to renew it and upgrade it to a real ID. Okay. So before I go, okay, I call the DMV. I ask them like the location that I want to go to. I ask them, hey, do I need to make a schedule before I go or can I just walk in? They're like, oh yeah, you can just walk in. All right, cool. I get ready. Before I leave out the house, I'll call again. I'm like, hey, I just want to find out. Do I need to make a schedule, like to come or like an appointment, or can I just show up? They're like, no, you can just show up. Okay. I get there, right? Security guard's like, oh, do you have an appointment? I'm like, no, I was told I didn't need one. He's like, no, you need an appointment. I'm like, yo, I called. They open at 8:00. I called them the first time at 8:03 a.m. Then I called them again at 8:34 a.m. Then I called 311, right, at 8:45 just to be sure. All three places told me, no, I don't need a reservation or an appointment. I go there. I definitely need an appointment. So whatever. This morning, I was like, all right, I have to make some runs. I have a few doctor's appointments and stuff. Let me just see if I can make an appointment. The only day that they had available and my location was on my birthday. Bitch, I'm not going to no DMV on my birthday. Like, hello, what?
I know I'm going to get attacked with these. Don't travel. You don't need to travel. Why are you traveling? But just so that you know, starting May 7th, the Real ID Act kicks in. But that does not preclude valid foreign passports for domestic travel. So if you are undocumented or you don't have any legal status, but you have your valid foreign passport, you can still continue to travel on an airplane domestically. It happens. People need to travel. They need to see their loved ones. There's an emergency. They have to go for whatever situation they have going.
But if you are traveling into Florida, you need to have something stating that you are a U.S. citizen. If you need to have your card, because they are in Florida, the state of Florida. I don't know about anywhere else, but the state of Florida recently just took a person who is a U.S. citizen, but didn't have the card on them to show that they are a U.S. citizen, and took them and kept them for a while. So be careful. Be careful, be careful. So I just wanted to come on and let you guys know you have a little countdown there. If you are traveling, definitely get your IDs and all that stuff together. If you are married, make sure you have your marriage license, etc. So that's it, y'all, for this video, because I'm gonna rest for a minute. I got to go back out into the garden, and I will have another video for you guys later. Hey, Miss Ann, how are you? Hey, 3Bs. Hey, Light Giver. Hey, Carolyn. Yes, stay safe. Trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Hey, Monet. Yeah, it's ridiculous, but you know, people like to say, "Oh, y'all wait to the last minute." Honestly, I forgot all about the real ID. They done kicked it down the road for so long. I forgot all about it. I'm pretty sure everybody else did as well. But I'm not a traveler like that. You know, I travel in my vehicle. I don't travel on planes, especially with them falling out of the sky like they are right now. But I would love to go on a cruise, but I know I'm not going on a cruise either, so I ain't gonna worry about it. But if you have to, go ahead and get it done. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Definitely hit that like button, leave your comments, and share the video out so others will know the countdown is here.